Tune in to the Denver Foos podcast.
Denver Foos all day, bro. Follow them from LA to Denver. Let's do this, baby.
Shout out to my boys, Denver Foos. Go by Tony Loya. And
shout out to Denver. Mile High City, you know what time it is.
What's up, it's Mariah the Scientist, and I just want to shout out Denver Foos. I'm here with such a baddie. Look at her. Oh my God.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Shout out Denver Foos.
I want to give a huge shout out to my buddies there at Denver Foos.
Shout out Denver Foos. I appreciate y'all.
Shout out Denver Foos. We love you, Denver Foos.
Denver Foos. What it do? It's your boy Chingo Bling. Right now, you tuning in to the Denver Foos.
Shout out to Denver Foos, baby. Denver Foos, wherever you find your videos, wherever you get your podcasts, go follow Denver Foos and enjoy.
Hey, let's go, Denver Foos.
Denver Foos, IG, follow us, man. Follow us, subscribe, like us, YouTube.
Shout out to Denver Foos. Good to see you.
The Denver Foos.
Yeah. Shout out to Denver Foos. You know, represent for the motherfucking city.
Shout out Denver Foos.
What's up, it's your boy Concrete right here with Denver Foos, and all you got to do right now, Perito, is hit that follow. Hit that follow, hit that like, hit that share button, share all the content, let them know where it's at. Denver Foos, your boy Concrete. We in here, Perito, mile high.
Denver Foos.
Name's Daniel Jumba Garcia. Shout out to Denver Foos, one of the best.
Shout out Denver Foos.
Shout out to Denver Foos.
Shout out Denver Foos, North Side, baby. It's all about the North Side.
Hey, shout out Denver Foos. I see Manuel Sanders, legit people over here.
What's cracking, homeboy? Denver Foos. Denver Foos, homeboy. And it's your boy Ken Flores. Shout out to the homies at Denver Foos.
Denver Foo, you guys are the best. Shout out to Denver Foos.
Shout out to Denver Foos.
Denver Foos on IG. Come get in touch with the plug. They always got their finger on the pulse.
Are you a Denver Foo?
Yes, all day, every day, baby.
You want to be on Denver Foos or what, eh?
Denver Foos 303.
Denver Foos, huh?
Follow Denver Foos 303, Instagram, Facebook.
For real, Denver.
Get into it. Intro thing, everything up. Check. Yeah, it should be up. It's the live is on, so. What's up, guys? Just having a little.
What's up, Denver Foos?
What's up, Denver Foos? Welcome to the Denver Foos podcast.
Yeah.
The show must go on. You already know, baby. We're here live at the Denver Foos Barbershop located on 1400 South Federal Boulevard. Come on down and get a fresh cut. Come see us. And today we got a special guest on the Denver Foos podcast.
Yeah.
We got the one, the only AG, the MC. Welcome to the Denver Foos podcast.
Oh, guys, thank you for having me.
Yeah, baby. How you been, brother? How you been?
Doing all right. Thank you, Benny. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome.
Y'all know the deal.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, AG the MC, he's emceeing at all the events, all the time, all the concerts, all the shows. How you been, brother?
I'm doing all right. Just working, trying to maintain my my personal family life and my children, and just trying to work really, really hard on the side with getting events as MC or just getting involved.
Right. You also do promotion. I mean, I always see you supporting everything that's going on out here and stuff. And sometimes that work-life balance to when you're pursuing a career in the entertainment business, whether it's emceeing or an artist, you know, you could find yourself, it could be hard to balance, especially that family life. I mean, for example, me and Abe here, we don't really have a family, we don't have a wife and kids, so that's kind of why we're able to do all the things that we do. And I know a lot of DJs personally, like one of them that was just in here, you know, that have kids in that life balance. Do you think you could touch on like the difficulties of that possibly?
Yeah, it's a juggle between my personal life and my professional life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because I do have a family, and when I do get the dates and when I do like get leads, I have to look at the calendar, and then I say, okay, my partner and I, we made a deal: no holidays, no birthdays.
Right.
My children's birthdays, and that's only because these past 2 or 3 years, I missed New Year's. 2 years ago, Dank One and I were flown out to Alaska for a party, and just I like working New Year's. The parties are good, but this year I didn't do no New Year's parties or
Right.
anything, just to be courteous to my relationship.
Definitely. And that could be tough sometimes because in the entertainment, we are the entertainment, and people want to be entertained on the holidays. So sometimes that's kind of a tough thing. But there's so many other events, and you just talked about you were in Alaska.
Yeah, we
Can you elaborate on what is that like? You could take your time while talking about it too. We got plenty of time. Tell us about like what's that flight to Alaska? How long does that take?
the flight is like it depends. If you do, there's two routes. If you could do one for like 2 hours and you go to Washington and then you go through, I guess, Canada around there, or you could do just one straight shot. What we did was we got one straight shot, and that's like a 6-hour flight. But
Wow.
you change time frames for like 2 hours. or
Oh
something.
man, so you're just totally thrown off. I mean,
Yeah, and then
that's almost to Russia. No, I'm just kidding.
the majority of the flight is over the ocean. So if you get in your own head,
Oh
you
shit.
start overthinking.
Yeah.
Things. But it was a good experience. We went to Anchorage, Alaska. DJ Sensation was hired to go out there for
Shout
a
out to
420.
DJ Sensation,
Yeah.
man. She's
Yeah.
been killing it.
And we packed up. Dank One, me, her, we all packed up, and we had a good time. We stood there for about 4 days. We went to work. So we worked, we promoted, we hit the scene, and then we try to go a little sightseeing throughout the rest of the time.
Oh yeah, that's
But,
cool to always. When we would tour and go to different new cities, new stuff, we'd always kind of dedicate maybe a day or a couple hours to just kind of just go mingle with the locals or go just see whatever site there is to see in whatever city. So that's always really nice to do that. That's so cool. So for the people that don't know who you are, you're an MC, master of ceremonies. What can you tell them what your specialties are, or just
So,
you describe what you do?
I think that what I do is something unique, something different. I'm in between a hype. I'm the ultimate hype guy.
Yeah.
So I'm in between the club emceeing, and I'm in between the hosting concert deal. And what I've learned, throughout this time, was to adapt to the event.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is I still do the hosting. I still call up the next act, and I still do all that. But I make sure to hype it up super hard. I like to get the crowd in tune. I like to get them put on a familiar song so they could sing and dance during that time of transferring the next artist on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So me and DJ Sensation, we have a routine that we usually do, and I try to implement it with all the DJs that I work with. Sometimes some are more experienced than others,
Right.
but once I get the ball rolling, or once we get the plan down, we're definitely running the stage. We're definitely running the show. A lot of people think that they can get up there and just talk on the mic and announce,
No.
and it's not that easy.
It's called an MC for a
Yeah.
reason, master of ceremonies. You are curating the party. You are curating the
Yes.
show. You're curating the act. It is a job in itself. It is one of the elements of hip hop.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
MCing, being able to do that, and like you said, No offense to some of the DJs that aren't able to adapt. Everything's an adaptation, and the show must go on. Like just right now, for example, we had a little bit of technical difficulties for our. I am even having technical difficulties saying it. It's just so difficult. No, I'm just kidding. But and then the show must go on. I'm sure that you kind of find yourself sometimes in those things where maybe the act goes over or the act isn't ready quite yet. What are some tips? I don't know if you want to give away your juice, but like for some people that are trying to get into the entertainment business, and sometimes they could just like freeze up and just panic, and then it's like you can't do that. What have there ever been any time like that where you're on stage where something wasn't going exactly how planned? Because I'm sure you have a lineup of times and all this. And how do you handle that situation? This isn't a job interview. No, I'm just kidding. You know how they ask you, but
No, you
give them some advice.
You have to run the stage. You have to run an itinerary. Me as running the stage, I have to stay on time. I have to make sure that the next act gets on at a certain time.
Yep.
They don't go overtime. Now, what we're talking about is the discrepancies through the itinerary. Now, there's been times where the sound went out for the DJ and just the microphone was on, or there was time where I could see the DJ and he's fumbling around. So I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the crowd, and I know that it's gonna fall on me. So there was we did a I think it was Bone Thugs and Harmony, Crazy or Lazy Bone show where all of the sound went out and the mic was on. So what I did was I quarterbacked it really fast.
Yes.
And I started beatboxing.
Oh, nice.
And once I started beatboxing, I started the sentence that said, "The boys in the hood are always hard." And I started going back to my beatbox. And next thing you know, the whole crowd is finishing talking to Chad. You know what I'm saying? And I was sweating. I was sweating balls that day.
Literally,
Once I turned around and once we got it up and running. Nobody knew. They didn't have no.
That's amazing. Yeah, no.
Nice.
See, that's the art of emceeing and mastering ceremonies and mastering the crowd and knowing if there's a fumble here or there. I mean, just technology could fail us sometimes, or just shit could just go sideways. You have to be ready for the unexpected.
Exactly.
And I try to give advice to artists that just keep going. They don't know, like you said, the crowd didn't know. The crowd is there for a good time and to be entertained. Just do that. I mean, it's all a form of entertainment. You bring a whole different dynamic to an entire show. I mean, I've been to plenty of shows at some of these local and they don't have an MC, and the MC is so important. Introducing, keeping the crowd hyped, just all that. It's very vital and important. You can't just have a DJ all the time because it's just. I mean, because there's some DJs that don't even interact with the crowd on the microphone, and I mean, to be personally, I think that's a problem in certain situations, like a concert setting. Like, you should be trying to speak to the crowd and, I mean, certain clubs keep them entertained. Certain clubs, they don't want you all on the mic, but for a concert setting especially, you need that DJ hyping up the crowd, talking to the crowd, even if it's a minimal little bit. But a MC is very vital to a very smooth, fun, entertaining show.
Yes. And I try to preach this all the time. A lot of us MCs, and we don't really get recognition like how you're saying, because of most of it is for the budget. The promoters like, I'm on a budget, I have to pay this and I have to pay that, and I definitely understand. So at the beginning of my career, I used to kind of work a little. I would work free, or if the venue was big, or I would work for the bigger platforms. But what I like to do, man, is I like to get the crowd in tune with me. So I look around, I read them, I question them all the time. I say, "We got any birthdays in the house? You guys celebrating something, or whatever the case is." And you get the roars over here, you get the roars over there. But at the ultimate goal is to get the roars from everywhere and everyone, because for one, they're having fun, and for two, like you're saying, my job is to make sure that the people there are having a great time and it's something memorable for them. as far as the hype, as far as the performances, as far as the how it looks really really smooth. Nobody knows the crowd. I try to make it to where the crowd don't know the hiccups because, like you're saying, that's my job to do is kind of cover it up, deliver it smoothly, get the ball rolling, and that's pretty much that's how it works. For me, you know.
Shout out to the legend Jimmy Abeda is on the Instagram chat right now. He says I'm proud of you, Adrian. That's what you got to do. Remember, I told you no dead stage time. That's cool that you improvised. Good job.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the legend.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to everybody doing something, everybody making moves. You know, Jimmy Abeda, he has his avenue that he does. Everybody has whatever they have going on, and that's what it's about. You know, Denver coming together and moving as a unit, and trying to put the politics and the separation aside with what's going on, because now the platforms are growing, and you're having these guys over here doing something. You have these guys over here doing something, and you're like, okay, you know, me, what I try to do is it's kind of like a sales thing for me.
Right.
I look at, see what's happening for 3 months out, and I try to book myself, and I try to get involved, and I call the promoter. I let him know that I work. And the reason why the word is work, because I'm working. I'm running the stage. I'm promoting. I'm keeping the show on time. All this stuff, it could get if I let it get out of hand, it will be super super bad for the show.
Right.
So me being the MC and controlling the stage and the times and making sure I talk to security to make sure that people are safe in the venue, and making sure I talk to the artists and coaching them. I always tell artists, hey, I need you guys to practice. Make sure you practice your set. You know, before the show, I inbox them and say, hey, make sure you guys practice. Make sure you do this and this. And I reinforce the time that they're on and what time they need to be at the side of the stage ready, because we have 5 minutes until we transfer the next act. And those 5 minutes, what the artist is going to do, they're going to give the DJ the show drive. She's going to upload it, or he's going to upload it. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to put on a familiar song, and I'm going to have everybody singing and dancing and rocking to where next, 5 minutes is up after one song. So, it's always about being prepped, being ready, and just being professional as possible,
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, promoters, people throwing on shows, an MC is vital. Is as vital as a DJ.
Yes.
And I'm sure it could be tough sometimes, because there's sometimes promoters that won't even have a budget for the DJ, and like that is vital important, man. If you don't have a budget for the music, you're trying to get people in the doors. So definitely, if you're having a premium night, you need you need an MC for sure to curate the whole mood. Shout out to my cousin Tomasito.
Oh, yeah.
He's always had an MC at all of his events, and that was like a party club night. Oh, you're familiar with all the party hustling,
sure.
and who was the guy's name? I can't think of his name.
It was Sangria's. They had about a 5-year run. There was a couple of their MCs from Hustle Entertainment.
Yeah, do you know their names? Can
Yes.
you shout them out for us?
So the first guy who started the game as a MC in Denver that I noticed was a guy named Don Smoothiano.
Yes, there it is.
David Ramirez. And then he passed that on to MC Money.
Yes,
So
yes,
MC Money was at Sangria's every Saturday night for Sexy Saturdays, and they were making it happen. So you're right. Tomasito's always had that wherever he went, and that's what kept his
that's what
venues
keeps the
packed.
party going, and you're curating the crowd. And like you said, you're communicating with the security if there's a fight going on.
Yes.
You're a master of ceremonies, literally the master.
Have you been to a show where there's no MC? It's like there's nothing to the show. I mean, that's
Zero.
the entertainment most of the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's how vital it is. We went to the all-white party. They did not have an MC.
Oh, man.
And it was horrible.
Yeah, that was it. It
you
was
can
horrible,
ask anybody
man.
that went to this
3
last
deep, y'all. You
all-white.
don't need to hire my guy,
I'm
AG,
telling
or
you.
somebody.
I've been
And
trying
this
to
is not no shots
I'm
fired.
no, I mean, they throw
it was
together
an
a great-
amazing event.
That's the only thing that was missing from that event.
They
was
need
an MC.
even a comedian, Jimmy Abeda. Sometimes they
It was
get a
very
comedian.
surprising to see that.
Yeah, for that.
For that type of event.
Because, I mean, shit, it was up to the nines. They had everything mapped out. Everything was amazing. I mean, Squizzy was killing it, the DJing, but sometimes you just need the MCing, I mean, the DJs were doing it
like
here and there.
Squizzy was doing it. He had a mic, but he's not typically that type of DJ.
It's because they're so busy trying to work and look at the screen that they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about the transferring smoothly.
Right.
And what I do is I listen to the music, and then the part where I know the transfer is coming is when I say the people, they want to party. They just need the voice. They need direction. They need someone in the monitors telling them, where my sexy ladies at? If you're single tonight, make that noise and da da da.
And even someone to shout out constantly shouting out
the
the sponsors.
There's people that pay a lot of money.
Important.
You know?
Bartenders, the sponsors, any birthdays.
Remind people.
Yes.
Remind people, hey, we're about to get the next act here in about 5 minutes. Go get a drink. You know, just curating and mastering the ceremony of the event.
Right.
It's not rocket science, but sometimes it is for some people, you know, to try to figure out how to go on a successful event. It's going to just make the event run so much smoother and make consumers, because at the end of the day, all of this entertainment that we're doing, we're here to entertain the crowd and provide a great product for them. And like you said, to give them everlasting memory. This is a memory. Some people, they work all week, they work hard to buy the tickets to go to an event, to go to a show, because they want to create. They may
get the day off.
They may get the day off. They go get their outfit. There's so much preparation that the customers and the consumers do. Why can't we take that same effort and provide them with a show that's gonna be good and worth every dollar? And an MC does that for it. You know.
Yep.
A talented MC like yourself.
I preach
I'm
that
sure,
all the time.
I think sometimes I've been to shows where the MC is more entertaining than some of the acts.
Bro.
No disrespectful.
Sneaker Pimps.
Yeah.
We
were at Sneaker Pimps in Los Angeles, okay? And Iggy Azalea was performing. She was one of the headliners. But there was about 3 acts before her that were horrible. And the MC was way more entertaining.
Yep.
I'm talking, we have the experience. I've been to, this guy met Michael Jackson. We've been around some of the best entertainers in the entire world. We've met and seen Smokey Robinson. Carlos Santana. We're not just saying this to knock anybody's production here locally in the city. We've literally been around the world and seen the top tier talent and house shows.
At the Up in Smoke, they had Alex Thomas.
They had Alex Thomas emceeing the whole thing. He was a comedian. If you guys don't know Alex Thomas, what's up, guys? He was there, and an MC is very vital to the production of a very entertaining, crowd engaging show. You need to get crowd engagement on social media. What is it all about? Engagement. And when we're in an actual real life place in reality, you need to have that crowd engagement with the entertainment. I'm sorry, everybody could take notes with that. DJs, artists, you need to engage with your crowd. It's one thing to create great art and great music, but and play other people's great music as a DJ. But you need to engage with the crowd in some capacity. I mean, you don't have to be on the microphone or there's just certain ways of each respective craft. Engagement is so important.
Yeah,
so important. The best of the best, they all engage with the crowd in some capacity. So, young artists, you tell them, practice your sets, practice your stuff. It feels cringy to practice with nobody in front of you, but then prepare.
But if you don't put a good show on, then no one's going to be there to see you perform anyway.
Exactly.
In the future, you know what I mean? So
and what we do is, sometimes I'm not hired on as the official MC. Dank One may be performing, and I may perform with him to hype him up as his hype man. I get my stage time through there. But what we're talking about now is we're talking about preparation, practicing your set, and stepping out of your comfort zone. While last year for Tales from the Hood, Dank One and we did his performance.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about.
We put on Wolverine and we put on the Deadpool.
The Wolverine and the Deadpool. Yeah, let's back up a little bit. So back to what we were saying. You as an MC, you create an engaging show, an engaging experience. The crowd is hyped. You even step to the extra mile, and you sometimes will perform. And for example, at Tales from the Hood, you guys did a routine. How long did that take to do? Because you guys did the routine from the Deadpool movie, correct?
We did the routine from the Deadpool movie. So Dank brought me this idea, and I was like, "You're crazy." Two
what was the In Sync? Bye.
two chubby Latino guys. He's like, "I got this idea." Well, it took us. We practiced the dance for 2 months, like maybe once or twice a week together, and then at home. We had the play-by-play, but we're not dancers, we're entertainers, and it was very entertaining.
Yes.
It wasn't the perfect dance. It wasn't the perfect us dancing, because that's not what we did. But as far as entertainment and as far as us putting on a great show, that was definitely a great experience, and it was definitely
the
epic.
crowd.
The crowd loved it.
Yeah.
Crowd loved it.
Excellent.
That's
I love that you guys are just always thinking and trying to step up,
new
the
ways.
entertainment. and
Yeah,
everything.
no. If you ever been to a Dank One show, I mean, he goes the extra mile. He's giving flowers to the audience. He's throwing
he
out
does.
those light things to the
Lights,
crowd.
popcorn.
Yeah,
Oh.
anything you can do to engage with the crowd, keep it entertaining, and that's what he's done for so many years. How
Sure.
could you talk about how you linked up with Dank One? How far do you guys go back? How did that come about to where you're on a lot of Dank One shows?
So I first started as an artist and a rapper, in about 08, and I put out a couple projects then, and I would see him around town, and this was when I was around 20 and 21, and
Don't be telling your age, bud.
no,
I'm
I was
Just like
I'm
last
just
year,
kidding.
bud.
it's all good. But
I'm sorry. We
no,
joke
what
a
I-
lot.
What I'm trying to come across is I'm definitely a vet here in Denver, as far as when me starting out rapping and emceeing, and it's just through promoting. We seen each other.
Yeah.
And then he hits me up one time. Hey, what's up? I need you to go to Pueblo with me. And I'm like, for what? And he's like, oh, I need you to hype it up for me. And da-da-da. He was going by himself. And our chemistry was just so, it was so good that it's already been 4 years, 3-4 years we've been promoting together. He hires me as his MC. I work with DJ Sensation. She don't talk on the microphone, but she definitely graduated from the media broadcasting school last year. With
Shout out to Colorado Media School.
for sure. She so I work with her. We do private gigs, we do graduations and all that type of stuff. So
That's right.
I do the microphone work, and we kind of just been moving and grooving. He's still promoting himself as Dank One, the artist. I promote myself as AG, the MC. We just whatever we can work together on, we work together on.
Yeah.
Sometimes he lands his own stuff and I land my own stuff, but it's all good. We're just
It's all family.
I'm
It's all
just-
love.
yes.
It's you literally are like Wolverine and Deadpool. You guys will link up and do something cool, and it's a
Our
big
separate
moment
ways.
out here for the scene, but then you guys still have your own respective crafts and things that you do. That's so cool to see. You touched on a little bit. The Mile High City, everyone's starting to come together as far as people having a lot of motion and doing what they're doing in their respective lanes. But it's great to see collaboration in the community like that, to where people can collaborate, but then they could still be thriving afloat by themselves. And that's when you have a good scene, a good community. We just need a little bit more people collaborating, I think. But in that lane, not necessarily like everyone has to collab and then we're tied at the hip. It's
Yes,
like
yes.
we just need to come together, whether it's like you come on my podcast and I go on yours, or we do a show together and we promote it together, like all in sync,
Yep.
just having that continuity of because like I said before, we're doing all this to entertain people. We're doing this to create interest for the entertainment scene and to get people to go to your shows. So, if you guys are all on a show together, it's like we should all be promoting it equally. Some can promote more than others because some people have other obligations and stuff. But the effort should be there. Not everyone can put in the same effort sometimes,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
the effort should be there as far as what you can give to something.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that us coming together and us moving as a unit through the show is what makes the show a successful. What makes everything run smooth is when you do have meetings with whoever's opening up and your DJ, and whatever, and you let them know, hey, this is what we're expecting.
Yeah.
You know, we're having a game plan, because there have been shows that I've done and they weren't too prepared, and there was a time where I show up and the guy was making trying to put music from YouTube, and it was just like, at that time I knew he was inexperienced.
Yeah.
So I already have mentally a playlist in my mind that I know works guaranteed.
Right.
So I say, hey, put on this song, bro. He's gonna put on this song, and then I'm gonna go work the crowd and do whatever. You know, like I said, I want to make it discreet to where the fans and the customer, they don't know that, you know, the situation, whatever's going on. But it takes a lot of quarterbacking sometimes, and when you plan ahead, then it runs smooth and it runs a little bit more successfully, and you know the stress levels down. Because if it gets behind, oh man, the stress level goes up, and you know the next act you're trying to get on, and you're 10 minutes behind, and even some venues, man, like say if the show's done at 11, and we run over that time, then they're charging an extra $100, $200 for 10, 15 minutes. So it's critical for me as the MC to stay on time.
Yeah.
So I don't charge the promoter, you know, like.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. You're saving, like, you're the master of ceremonies. You're curating the entire show.
Yeah,
What,
for
you got
sure.
something to say?
Yeah, we just got to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors. That's SC Shirts and Hoodies, you guys. If you're all about repping your city with style, you need to check out scshirtsandhoodies.com. They've got the freshest streetwear, dope designs, and quality that actually lasts. Whether you're looking for a fire new hoodie, a fresh tee, or promotional items for your business, then scshirtsandhoodies.com has got you.
So you said that you do a lot of concerts. What are some other events? You said with DJ Sensation, you'll be doing sometimes birthdays, quinceañeras, weddings. What else do you do besides that? What are like some kind of things that people might not know that you would MC at, or you would need an MC at?
Well, like you say, they don't know they need it until it's there. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much my job is to go and let them know why I'm an important commodity in their project, and it's also to show the promoter hands-on what I can do.
Yeah.
But I started out in the club. I worked my way to concerts. We're doing private graduations. You know, we do, you know, whatever we could as far as private events. But what I'm really excited and what I'm really blessed to be a part of now is I branched out and I got into the bully game.
Oh.
So now the bully games and the bully shows that are here in the city and they're around, they gave me a shot to actually get on the mic and, you know, run that show. And, you know, they could get really, really boring if you're not entertaining. So what I try to do is crack little jokes, and I go talk around to the people. And I've already done 5 bully shows this year and a half, and I've been connected with one of the top bully promoters named Kev Green. He's a national bully promoter. And
okay, wait.
It's amazing to know that the bullies are getting together and putting their own shows together. How do you feel about people that are anti-bully? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm being a smart ass.
Clarify for the people that don't know what a bully is.
The bully is the
not the one that was taking your lunch money over at Lincoln, bud.
Not Big Bubba. We're not talking about Bubba. We're talking about soy sauce. We're talking about Scar. These are bulldogs that the breeders.
Bulldogs.
The bully dogs that the breeders here in Colorado, they breed. And this avenue, it's pretty much dog show. It's
getting bigger and bigger.
No, I've been seeing a lot of events with the bullies. And then all the Denver Foos, that's all bullies.
Yeah.
But you know, in our culture, in the Denver urban culture, bullies are everybody got one, or everybody got a cousin that got one, or everybody got a cousin not slanging one, bud.
Yeah. So I always like to joke, and I don't want nobody to get mad about this.
Oh shit! Sorry. You can joke. It's just...
But all the they always make a joke that all the bully kennel owners are all ex dope dealers, ex rappers, and all that.
Well, I mean, some of these dogs. I mean, that's just a justification of how much they are.
We're gonna have a guest speaker, Michael Vick's, coming through. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
No, but these dogs.
Nothing that Abe is saying is representative of
Denver
AG.
Foos or AG. It's all jokes, you guys. Okay, but we can't get counseled on our own shit. Relax. Okay.
But no, that's
So, but
it's
these
great,
dogs, these beautiful, they're beautiful bred
Beautiful
dogs.
dogs.
Like
Yeah,
these
for sure.
dogs are
beautiful
shit.
dogs.
They're what do you know? What some of the price ranges they
Right.
are?
I know that some of these dogs they go for grands, bro. Like they buy a male or a female. You know, they breed her. She has puppies and they sell them.
No wonder why my dad never bought me a dog. They're expensive.
Those are like my mom's favorite dogs.
Yeah,
though, for
yeah.
real.
But they're selling them because of the bloodline. So
Oh.
like say sometimes the bloodline is very, very popular or it's in demand in other states. They'll bring that bloodline over here and they'll breed. And they try to make, you know, the dogs, everybody has their own personal opinion on how they're bred. You know, me personally, I think that when they breed them, they sell them. They sell one for 5,000, 10,000 sometimes because it's a market, and the market
Yeah.
right now, the people they're jumping on it,
Uh-huh.
and that's what I wanted to do is I wanted to get involved with the different avenue as far as emceeing. So I stepped out of my comfort zone and I started getting into you know, the bully shows, and I started doing benefits, and I do private lowrider shows.
Oh, cool.
So I got a list here that I made of some upcoming events that we could talk about here shortly. But yeah, I try to, in order to stay relevant, I have to keep working and I have to find more work. And sometimes these people, they don't know what they need an MC for.
Right,
So
right,
when
right.
you go over there, you rock it, kick down the door, and everybody has a great time, then it's beneficial. I think that even the tailgating parties could use an
Yeah.
MC.
For
That's
sure.
where actually I met you the
Yeah.
very first time.
Yeah.
AG the MC came with Josh, DJ
Yes.
Amazing, and
DJ
he was doing his MC thing over at the tailgate, over at the Broncos family tailgate. Shout out to DT Jams.
Yeah.
He just hopped on, and it was kind of like, I'm like, who's this, bud? No, I'm just kidding.
Who took my mic?
Who took my mic? No, but you know
No,
what?
no, I'm just
It's
kidding.
great. You need that dynamic.
Yes.
Like a master of ceremonies just there, hyping the crowd up. And, you know, like Josh, he's like a mute DJ.
Yeah,
He don't ever get on the
know.
microphone.
Mute.
I've worked with them a
But
couple
you know,
times.
so it's nice to have that for somebody, because Josh gets down, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
he
yeah,
gets down, and sometimes, like you said, sometimes the DJ is so locked in with what they're doing that they can't focus. Like, you know, I mean, like most men, we can't multitask.
For sure. For sure. And in that day, I remember I saw the microphone and I grabbed it and I said, check. And it was on, and I looked at Josh, and then he looks at me like, I don't know. So I tell him, hey, watch this. Put on this song. And next thing you know, we had everybody in the parking lot doing the cha-cha slide, about 100 people. And, you know, I was directing traffic through the microphone, and next thing you know, crowds of people just started coming, and they were like, there's a party over here.
I know. And then we walked up, and I'm like, damn, they got it rocking over here in Lot C.
We had it going, and what I do is I try to get content of what I got going on and what I'm doing, because I shoot it to the promoters, and I say, here, look at this, is what I've done, da-da-da. And they
capture that action in
they
that
can watch
moment
it,
in
yes.
time that you create, and
Yes,
it's
let them watch it.
it's powerful. It's crazy.
Well,
Could
shoot,
you
we're
just-
probably gonna need you though. We're gonna go hard on the tailgates this next season.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm down to meet you guys down there.
Mhm.
We could get involved. We'll rep Denver Foos. I'll rep myself. We'll do whatever we need to do to promote.
Definitely.
But I wanted to say before I forget, in this bully shows and these events, Kev Green, he's a national promoter.
Okay.
This last show that I did last month, they get trophies and they get ribbons for each dog that wins certain categories. And these trophies, they had my picture on them at the bottom.
Nice. No
So,
way.
Man, I was at first I didn't really see them when I was looking at the trophies, and Kev says, "Hey, come here, look at this." And right at the bottom, the flyer that was for the event has my face on it, and the big trophies they all had my face on them.
Wow. Why did he choose to? use your face?
Because I was the MC of the show, and he
So
was
like the
promoter.
face of the show. That's cool, man.
So it was like the flyer of everything that was going on, and he was at the top in the left, and it said hosted by AG the MC, and it had my page
that is amazing.
on the bottom. And
Wow.
then towards the middle, I was like, whoa, there's trophies out there with my face on them. There's a promotion out there with my name and things like that. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to market myself
That's awesome.
as much and as the most as I could in a positive way. You know?
Yes,
That's
yes.
what's up.
That is so good. I mean, when you do your thing, you do it with so much professionalism. I wanted to ask you to touch on, did you ever envision yourself of being an MC? What did you want to be when you were growing up? Or how did you even, you said you dabbled into it. You said you were doing music. How did you kind of discover this art form that you have with MCing and getting on stage and being an MC?
I think that when I was young, I wanted to be a fireman.
What was that?
No, I'm just kidding. But
I want to be a motherfucking gangster. No, I'm just kidding.
But I always, ever since I was young, I grew up at the Boys and Girls Club of America, and I was involved with the plays there. I was in a couple Christmas carols as a kid, acting, and a shout out to the Coke branch and Julio Flores, R.I.P. Julio Flores. He was a great man who ran the club these past 10 years. But Boys and Girls Club kept me out of the streets, and they kept me, my grandmother, she'll send us there, and I just got into entertaining there and kind of a little bit of the stage. But I learned how to rap really young at about the age of 8 or 9. And I would preach, I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to be a rapper. And I would like try to rap, and I would like do all that jazz. And then finally, when I was about 19, I got the opportunity to put a project together and, make a song and do all this stuff. And I knew that I wanted to put my voice on wax. I knew that. But
You have a really good voice. Sorry to interrupt, but
no, thank you.
Go ahead.
I knew I wanted to put my voice on wax. I just didn't know how big it would get. So throughout the 17 years of me being here in Denver as in the entertainment, I've been 10 years at MC and 7 years I was a rapper.
Okay.
And then us, when we started the label and all this stuff, there was other rappers around me, and I just wanted to stand out, man. I wanted to kind of take my own avenue, and I knew that what did I need to do? What did I need to do? So, these guys I was talking about, MC Money, Don Smudiano, and me going to Sangrias and Tomasito and them, and just seeing all that, I was like, oh, wow, that attracted me, But I would go out of town to Pueblo, Colorado, and to Springs, and I would lie to them and say, hey, I'm an MC from Denver. And they would let me on the mic. And I would just like rock it throughout the night, hype up the song. I would do shout outs. And then it became more serious. So it was a time where I was at 4 different clubs out of the 5 days of the week, me being at the Firehouse on Wednesday.
Shout out Firehouse.
Prime Times at Washington.
Prime Times.
Thursday, and then I'd be at Prime Times again Friday, and then Saturday I would be somewhere else, downtown. I remember I was at the Mint for a minute.
Yeah, the Mint. Shout out to the Mint.
When Symes was in there, he would say, "Come MC for me," and then I was everybody knows the Denver legend, Bar MGMs. You hate it or love it, but you were there at one time.
Hell yeah.
You already know.
You were doing a bump in the bathroom, bud.
And I would talk to them there and say, hey, let me get on the mic here. But, it took, people are not just going to hand the mic to you because they don't know your skill. It kind of takes a little bit of friendship, a little bit of kind of finessing my way to the microphone, because when I get on it, and they see the reaction of the people, or they see the time, or they know that I know what I'm doing, then it was
it's like,
free,
go ahead. Yeah, no, you have to we got to give you props for just being adamant to just, pursue something that it's so unique, it's so needed, but it's very overlooked. People don't realize that it's an important thing. And, it's
probably the most important thing about a show.
Yeah.
I've been preaching that for years.
No, seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, what is it? The Greatest Showman, what is they, at the circus or whatever, they have the guys and MCs introducing the next act, introducing this. Like, it's just showmanship all around. Like, to have somebody introducing everybody, it's very vital and important to a whole production of pretty much anything. It's the communication from the crowd to the crowd from the show of what's happening and what's going on. And I'd love that you know, because everybody, when we're all grown up, you know, if you want to be in some type of aspect of music or entertainment, you know, you think you want to be the rapper, you want to be the main, you want to be the lead singer, you want to be, you know, and that's what we strive for and that's what we want. But you've seen that there's a need for this profession and there's a whole lane for it that you can take. And I think a lot of young folks could take that advice or take that game that, hey, you know, say you wanted to be this, but then there's other avenues, there's other options that you can be, and you could still be rocking a stage.
Yes.
Sometimes even better than the acts that you're introducing, and you know, you could still get that same what is it called? I can't think, my mind is blank right now. Like that emotion,
The satisfaction.
the satisfaction of like performing on a stage for a crowd and doing. Not everyone could do it. I'm not saying everyone could do it. It's not for everybody,
No.
that's for sure. But you know, it's just because everybody wants to be the star, like when you're first starting out, you know. But then there's other avenues that you can go and take, and you found yourself another avenue. Like you said, you wanted to be a rapper, and you wanted to be known to being a rapper. Then you found another avenue to where you're getting the same praise, and you're rocking the crowd just as you were. You know, God always has a plan for everybody. So He instills something in us that's born, but then we got to figure it out sometimes. And I think you found your God-given calling, you know, because you do it very well.
The truth is, I've gotten more exposure as an MC. I've been able to rub shoulders with greats as an MC, as the host of the show, and these are people that I probably would have never had access to as a rapper.
Right.
These are events that I probably never would have been able to do being a rapper, and that's because everybody's a rapper. Everybody does tattoos. Everybody does barbering. Everybody does the same type of deal, and I just wanted to get into a lane that didn't have too much traffic.
Right.
And like you said, you know, I would have to sometimes do things free. I would have to sometimes spare the moment. But like you're saying, it's an important position in the show, and it's important as the DJ. And if the DJ is being paid to be there and the promoter's being paid, the MC needs to be paid also, because he's the face of the show.
Yes.
He's the voice of the party.
Right,
and
right,
these
right.
promoters need to understand that what I have and what I bring to the table is valuable. So I deserve to be paid. I deserve to be hired. I deserve to be promoted on the flyer. You know, I deserve all that because I'm the face of the show. I'm the voice of the party.
Yeah.
And when people remember, they're going to say, oh, yeah, there's that guy, that MC guy.
Yeah,
And,
no, I mean, it's it's
it's
so
important,
vital and
yes.
it's very important. I mean, some people could take what you saying like it's ego and pride, but it's not, you
No,
know,
it's a job.
because once, I mean, you're gonna potentially open it up, and I'm sure you've seen it. You're opening up a lane for more creatives, more people to be able to do what you're doing, because it is a need in the industry out here in Denver.
Yes, it
There's
is.
not enough MCs. You might disagree with me. No, I'm just kidding.
No, there is.
You're gonna take all my work. No, I'm just kidding.
There's
You know,
work for everybody. There's work
and
for
when you
everybody.
create a demand for something or show that there's a need for it, then more opportunities will come up. That's how I always view everything. I don't ever have a scarce mindset. Just like how we've built this platform, I wish more people would create platforms like ours. That way, the people that we work with,
There's more opportunity.
there's more opportunity, and because we can't have every artist. I'm trying to build out the Denver music scene. I'm trying to build it out to where we could be at more events. We could have more people on our platform, you know, and so to me, I'm like, I wish some more people could come and help me. You know what I mean? Sometimes,
for
like,
sure.
because it just creates more opportunity for everybody. So, you know, it would be nice if more people potentially picked up being an MC, or
It'd
you
be
know,
nice if you fools were down. No, I'm just kidding.
It'd be nice if you fools will pay.
yeah,
there you go.
and- but
You know what I'm
but then
saying?
that'll open up the eyes, and then the pay will start coming, because that's another thing. Even not just in your work of MCing, there is a disconnect out here in the music industry, in the entertainment and the arts, of just people being compensated for their work.
Right.
Like even creatives, people that have a platform like the Mile High Minute. Shout out to Brenton. You know, a lot of people get mad because you got to pay, like you have to pay for promotion, you have to pay for advertisement.
You
There's
have to invest in yourself.
you have
though,
to invest
know?
in yourself.
At all costs.
So, like for example, streaming is very big right now. Okay, they're paying Kai Cenat, Kevin Hart paying him to go on his thing. Chris Brown's paying Aiden Ross to go because you know why? Because they're reaching an audience of real people, real consumers, people that are gonna say, "Hey, I seen Chris Brown on Aiden Ross's. Let's go to his concert. Let's go buy his album." Like this is all like the people out here. I don't feel like they're conditioned to basically make budgets correctly for entertainment things. You have to put money towards your event. Whether it's getting an MC, whether it's paying promotion, whether it's paying, you know, it's not like people aren't shaking anybody down. It's people always are watching their books because in the entertainment industry, it could be scary because there are people taking advantage of people, but then most of the time it's the reverse. It's the people that aren't paying people for their work that are getting taken are taking advantage. You know,
and it's a big investment. What I recommend and what I've experienced is, the promoter, when they plan to throw their show, they need to put in the budget the DJ. They need to consider the MC. They need to consider all this security. They need to consider just like they do the venue, just like they do the sound, all that stuff is already in the budget. So when there are times where I have promoters call me and they say, "Hey, I got this going on, da 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 da. What do you charge?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, how I understand the budget. How's the budget?"
Uh-huh.
You know, it's like any sales game. You get sometimes low, sometimes high, whatever.
Right.
My goal is to meet in the middle, and my goal is to make sure that I get what I'm worth. You know, like I don't want to settle for less because at the beginning of my career, I was hungry. I was out there for, you know, crumbs or free. And these past 5 years, I've turned the word into work. So now when I contact these promoters, it's like a job interview.
Yes.
It's like, "Hey, what do I need to do to work for you? What do I need to do this and this?" I shoot them my resume. I shoot them all my footage because it's a job. It's not like I'm getting up there and just
for the clout, for the fun of it.
None of it. It's a job. The whole time is a job. And you know, the exposure and the fame and all that, it comes later. But I don't worry about that. My job is to make sure that when I'm hired, I do my best with promoting. I do my best with keeping the show in tune, the people in tune, because it's not about me. It's about the customer, and the customer needs to have a great time.
Yeah.
My job is to deliver the message and to deliver the fun to them, so they have a great experience. And everything costs. You know, flyers cost, posters cost. You know, when me and Dank, when we do shows and he's bringing it to the table, we go and we put up posters. We put up flyers. That's taken 5-6 hours out of my family time and my own personal time to go and ask Chubbies and go and see if we could put flyers in all the dispensaries and all that type of jazz, you know?
I think some of the promoter they don't do it like
Hitting
how
up the
you
Denver
guys do
Foos
it.
to get on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
But,
yeah. But that's the kind of work ethic you're gonna get out of this man, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He wants the show to be successful because, like, why wouldn't you?
Because he's putting his name on it.
Exactly.
You know, anytime somebody
The money.
Yeah.
The money.
You know, so you're gonna get your money's worth with you as far as curating and emceeing a show, but then you're also gonna get all the extra.
The extra that comes with it. And to me, me being a part of the community here, my job, I just want to give back to my community. And I want to make sure everyone's safe, and I want to make sure everybody has a great time. And, you know, there's a lot to it. And it's just not getting up there and talking, shooting the shit. It's actually doing a job. And you have to be professional as possible. And it's work. You know, I don't consider it to say, "Oh, I'm going and doing this show." When I leave the house, I tell my kids, "I'm going to work. Dad's going to work." You know, my son, he trips out when he sees me on the screen and when he sees me with a crowd of people because he wants to be there. He wants to go. But we all know that it's not safe sometimes. So I have to make sure to say, where can I take him? Where can I not take him?
Right.
You know, things like that. But it's work. And
Definitely.
me, the voice of the party, and just being on the microphone, delivering the hype, delivering the messages, the sponsors, all that type of jazz is just it's extra with being my me being a vet already, me being experienced.
Yep.
You know, me already having a name. You know, no disrespect to nobody out there, but sometimes I got the biggest name on the card besides the headliner.
Yeah, yeah, because
So-
you've had the experience,
Yes.
and you've been on cards with
Yes.
or shows with like hip hop legends. Who are some of the
Oh, man.
hip hop legends that you've been able to introduce?
The list goes on. I've done the Latino market with the MB Riders, Brown Boy, Magic, all the Latino dudes, you know, Little Cuete, Capone, Criminal, all those guys. And then I was blessed to, you know, jump on the R&B. You know, I did some stuff with the Cumbia Kings guy, the New Flavors dudes, Panji. The one that I'm most proud of, I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years, so the list is huge.
Yeah.
But there's one that I was able to do that a lot of people haven't done here in Denver, and that was Bun B. Bun
Oh,
B
wow.
from UGK.
Nice. Yeah.
Came down from Texas, and I was able to get on that card. And you know, these guys, when I introduced myself to them, I introduced myself respectfully. I let them know I'm the host of the show. I let them know if there's anything they need, and they're not looking at me as a fan, and I'm not looking at them.
Yeah, you guys
as a
are looking
fan.
at each
We're
other
working,
as professionals.
You know,
and
Bone Thugs and Harmony, like 3 or 4 of them. You know,
Wow.
man, Bubba Sparks. I've done
Bubba Sparks.
Who's the guy who sings the echo, echo?
Was it
Nobody near you.
you know that song?
That dude,
Grill Zoe or something?
Gorilla Zoe.
Yeah.
Man, there's throughout my profile, there's been so many, but what I've been most happy is not hip hop guys. So I was able to meet Rey Mysterio last year, and he's on the wrestling scene.
Wow, yeah.
So when I met,
He's a legend,
yeah. So
man.
when I met him, I was a fan.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What's up, Ray?"
How did you meet?
Da-da-da.
How did you meet Rey Mysterio?
So for my birthday, my partner, she got me tickets to go see Monday Night Raw when they came.
Nice.
And that day, Rey Mysterio was doing a meet and greet at a cricket store. So I had the idea that I would go early and I would do the meet and greet to meet him that day because, you know, I want to give a shout out to my brother West One, R.I.P. Money West. He was our favorite wrestler growing up, and I just had to meet him, bro. I had to meet him. So we
That's cool.
I got there. The line was 3 blocks down. So I started walking up. I was walking through the people. I found someone at the front, and I kind of snuck in line with them.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And he tells me, "Oh, I bet you can't hype this crowd up."
Oh shit.
And I look at him and I say, "Me?"
Yeah.
He goes, "I bet you can't do it." Oh man, I walked out there. I went live. Tasha Makia from Kev Soul and 107.5. They pulled up. They were setting up. I went right to the tent. I looked down the block and I screamed, "Is everybody happy to see Rey Mysterio or what? Make some noise!" And the line erupted.
Damn.
It
Yeah.
erupted.
Oh my gosh.
They were, and then I went a little farther down. What's it? And I'm on my live. And I'm like, I'm telling my live, check this out. Check this out. And then I'm, you know,
But not everybody could even like pull that off.
No.
Me myself,
Yeah.
like I'm all right on the mic, but like sometimes I could be awkward and like not pull that off, and no one will say anything.
Right.
But like like you have that confidence about
Yes.
yourself, and you
Confidence.
just get out there and you just hit it,
Mhm.
and then that's why people react to you like the way
yes.
they do.
And even when I was hyping them up, I kind of went down more. I hyped them up, and then the guy from KS 107.5, he gave me the microphone and was like, "Hey, could you do that over here?" So I kind of did that over here.
Fuck yeah.
And then they had the new, I think the news camera was there.
Yeah,
they were there.
nice.
and
Damn.
They were like, "Hey, I want to see that shot." And this is what they told me. They said, "We can't get you on film because you're not a part of the company. We can't put you on film in case this video, it needs to go on our page or it goes to the news." So I was like, "It's okay. I don't need to do that shot." But I made sure that when he pulled up, I was yelling, "Everybody start chanting, Ray, Ray, Ray." And then, Ray,
Oh,
Ray,
that's
50
cool.
people. And so they thought I was a part of the whole radio station.
yeah.
deal. I went in, I met him, I got my autograph, I took a little bit of video, and I left just like a customer. My friend picks me up, and I'm in his back seat, and I roll his window down,
Uh-huh.
and I look out there. And when I'm looking out there, I'm looking at the people, and I'm going bye, and everybody's still going, "Yeah." This fool picked me up and was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Just drive slow. drive slow. And he was driving slow, and it's because they already saw me out there.
Right. Yeah. No, that's
saw me,
amazing to
But it was pretty
not
legit.
anybody could do something like that for sure.
It was definitely
And
spare the moment.
Them wrestling fans are that's cool.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
shout out-
kids there.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Shout
you're
out Mile High Duran. He says, love AG.
Yeah, Mile
That's
High
right.
Duran.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mile High Duran. I think he's is that Eric Duran?
No, it's
Oh yeah, Mile High.
Uh,
Oh yeah, I know Mile High Duran.
gosh,
He goes to all the
Everything.
He goes to all the
goes to all
games.
everything.
He goes to all the-
He gets all the autographs.
signings
He's all,
and- oh, he went off
he's a
already.
collector.
yeah, yeah.
He got a lot of dope stuff.
Yeah, I think you met him. He's at our tailgate
He's
all
always
the time.
at the tailgate.
Always
yeah.
at our tailgate.
I know.
for sure.
I used to hang out with his brother, his older brother. That's kind of how I met him.
Oh,
but
okay.
I would see him out, and he would see me out, and it's all love. A lot of people they don't know my name sometimes. They just know my face.
Yeah.
So they'll say, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm just like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Because we're all Denver Foos. We're all the same.
Yep.
We're all on the same team, and I don't care what
Yeah.
side of town whoever's from.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
comes down to respect. And it
Exactly.
comes down to whatever we're doing. And
Yeah. Definitely.
that's the reason why I've been so successful, because I've been so universal and I've been
Mhm.
so open-minded to say, well, yeah, come on, you guys, come on, let's go, let's get this
Right.
ball
Want to work
rolling.
with everybody.
Let's work,
Collaborate.
you know?
Inclusion.
Bring
Right.
our gente together.
Yeah.
Bring people. I mean, we're so much stronger when we're working together and doing things together and in unity and even support. I mean, like I said, we don't have to be best friends and lock arms and fucking hang out every Saturday. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
unity and support is just giving a head nod, bud.
I'll go to Saturdays with you.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to Shotgun Willie's. Don't
There you go. See,
all-
why not even say Saturdays? But
He's like, you can hit me up at Dirty D's anytime.
Yeah, Mr. AG's
Nah,
all big
popcorn.
time. He just wants to go to Shotgun now. He's too good for Saturdays.
I know I'm going to La Boheme downtown.
Yeah.
You know the deal. We're getting bougie downtown.
Yeah.
Hell
Speaking of downtown, though,
yes.
we're gonna send you home for coming on the show.
Oh yeah.
Authentic hot and spicy salsa from our sponsor, La Fiesta Restaurant, 2340 Champa Street. It's been over there for 60 plus years. Have you ever ate at
Oh,
La
yeah.
Fiesta?
Yeah, I went to La Fiesta. One of my best friends, he had his birthday there, and
Hell yeah.
they
Nice.
open at like 3 or 4. or
Yeah, for
something.
lunch.
We went. We had a good time. Right here, boom. Check it out, y'all.
We're gonna have to have you
Yeah.
over at one of our. I'll hold on to it right
yeah,
here.
for sure. Hold
We're
on.
here.
We went over there and we threw his little party and we hung out and it was good. It was definitely
Yeah, that's
definitely good
definitely a
experience.
Denver staple over there on the east side. And like you said, it's all unity. I mean, it's cool to be proud from where you're from, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we just come on, y'all. We grown already.
Yeah, I get it. I try not to segregate myself because it's gonna limit me to my opportunities.
Definitely.
And me being promoting professional has opened the doors for bigger platforms and other avenues, and that's what's been pretty much a good favor for me. You know?
Yes. So speaking about other avenues, other platforms that you're doing, can you give us a rundown? I seen a schedule that you had, and you got about 5 events coming up in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
As
so
far
what-
as where you'll be emceeing at.
Well, yeah, I got these events come up that I made some notes for. April 19th, it's a Easter Bully Fun Show in the daytime. We got Hard Up Kennels in Northern Colorado, Bully Consultants. Them guys, they saw my work. We became friends. I'm their go-to MC, and I work for them. They're willing to pay. They're willing to do everything that I ask from them, and that's been definitely beneficial for me. April 19th in the evening, Jazzy Marketing and DJ Sci-Fi. Excuse me. Jazzy Marketing, DJ Sci-Fi presents 420 5280 tribute show at the Hangover.
Cool. Shout out to
And what
Sharon at the Hangover.
Yes, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna do a '90s DJ West Coast East Coast battle. So they'll have some openers, they'll perform, and then they'll do the battle. The DJ they'll win whatever the cash prize is. I know that April 26th I'm involved with 80219 Entertainment.
Oh yeah.
April 26th for the Lighter Shade of Brown show. My partner EC Money Morningstar, he'll be working that show. He's on that card, and
Where's that going to be at? Lighter Shade of Brown?
yeah, it's a Lighter Shade of Brown. I think it's going to be in a venue. I don't have the actual
Rest
address
in
right
peace
now.
to D-double-T-X.
Yeah, for sure.
one of the original members of Lighter Shade of Brown. He was spending a lot of time out here in Colorado.
Yeah, yeah.
Before his passing.
He was out here. You know, he would go hang out with Crazy Joe.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Crazy Joe.
But,
yeah.
I'll be working that event, and then so I'll be working that event. Morningstar is going to be performing, but he hired me to announce him to come on and to hype up his set.
Cool.
So during the time he's on, we're putting a set together for him, and you know he's just hitting the scene, and he's really he's bringing the heat, and he's bringing something new to the scene, which is very what we need. And then May 2nd, I'll be at the Hangover Bar with Brown Boy, Dank One, and Big Gemini. We'll be putting on a show there.
Gemini.
May 3rd, I'll be in Colorado Springs.
I can't get my eyes off you.
Get it,
Sorry.
But
Hey, sounded good.
That was my strip club anthem,
I'll be in Colorado Springs at the Colorado Summer Lolo Block Party at the Rocky Mountain Vibe Stadium. They're gonna be doing
shout out to the SPGS.
They're gonna be doing
Colo SPGS.
They're gonna be doing a lowrider show, concert. I know that May 3rd, I'm in the works of kind of 2 different avenues. I'm not too sure the lead that I'm gonna land, but I'm trying to. I was talking to Icon Boxing, and they're putting on a boxing event.
Oh, nice. Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Cinco de Mayo's been really busy, you know. And then I'm trying to work on getting on the main stage downtown at the Civic Center. You know, trying to just get involved and get on the microphone.
Yeah, that's
over
cool.
there.
Jimmy usually does
Yes.
that. Jimmy introduced us at Civic Center when we performed.
Yeah, Jimmy's invited me to come down. But these past 2 Cinco de Mayos,
There's been a lot of different turnover. There's new people doing it all. I mean, we performed over there, and they said that they're not gonna let hip hop perform it anymore.
Yeah,
so,
because it's,
I mean, I don't know what's going on.
it's a family.
They
thing.
said it's not in the insurance.
It's because they're worried about fights breaking out, and they're worried about negativity.
What is this,
Right.
1994?
But I know that June 1st, I have Arapaho Trues presents a 50th anniversary
Shout out to
show.
Arapaho Trues. Yeah, is that at the Roxy?
It's gonna be at the
Sorry,
Roxy.
but
No, you're good.
well, we just seen him over on the east side, over at the Creamery.
Yeah, at
and he
least
was telling
he's
us.
keeping up on all the events.
Yeah,
you know?
that's good. That's good. So he reached out to me, and PAC. Shout out to PAC from Arapaho Trues. He knows that I've been working, and he knows that I've been in demand. So he reached out to me. We worked out a deal. It's going to be a concert for all the OGs. You know, Nike Nitty and Arapaho
good, bro.
Trues, and you know certain. I don't know the lineup specifically, and I don't want to say no wrong names, but I know it's definitely going to be a Denver
Thanks, guys.
Legend show. I know that in June, me and DJ Sensation, we have a couple grad parties.
Nice.
These are private events that I got us booked.
Man, you are booked, bro. That congratulations, bro. Like just you're just killing it, man. I mean, it's so great to see. I mean, it's been already, man. That first tailgate. How many years ago was that?
It's been about 3. I would say
about 3 years,
About
and
3,
I mean, you've just been killing it. You're doing a lot of events, and it's amazing, man. It's a beautiful thing to see, and even your progression as far as your talent is getting even better, and just, man, all hats off to you, bro.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I try to stay busy. I try to plan in advance. I know that June 21st and 22nd, the Taco Fest and the Super Show's coming. My partner, Josh Perez from Albuquerque, he's involved in that, and I'm trying to work out to see if I could co-host with him. I want to give a shout out to Majestics Car Club. August 2nd, they hired me to go back to Springs and do their car show and their car hop. Shout out to Bernadette. She's always they've always been good to me, that family. They hire me, they pay me top dollar, they make me feel comfortable and welcome.
Nice.
And normally what I've been doing, this is our 10-year anniversary tattoo convention and expo at the National Western Complex with Rito Ramirez.
Yeah.
That's a 3-day weekend. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And throughout those days, there's a lot of different things that go on at the National Western Complex.
Yeah,
and I just go and I work all day.
Didn't like MMA thing. Remember, we seen you there too.
I introduced you guys to Rito Ramirez.
Yeah.
So I was able to do jiu-jitsu there. I was able to do a bunch of different kind of events. This year was super dope because TJ Scissorhands.
Shout out to TJ. You know he's like my cousin too, man.
Yeah, they put on a barber battle, bro. And it was,
shit, yeah.
It was so crazy. They had like maybe 10, 20 barbers on a head, 2 people on a head. They were doing designs. We did first, second, and third. And to top it off, we were in the octagon for the jiu-jitsu the next day. So it was a dope experience. It's been a great experience. And by me being consistent and me working these events and me staying, busy, then it makes it more in demand for me to be hired a little easier,
Yeah,
It's not like it's not like a cold call no more. It's more of like we're looking at your resume and we see that you could add value to our show. Let's work out a deal.
Right.
And I never want to overcharge, or I never want to make someone feel like they couldn't get me, or I don't have access to them.
Right.
I tell them, hey, what's the budget? Let's meet in the middle, and whatever makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for everyone. I mean, that's the
has
best way to do it.
For sure.
But so if people can book you, if they want to get a hold of you, what is the best way? Plug where all your socials, or the best way they can get a hold of you.
I have my email online. I have my Facebook online. They could reach out to me on my my AG the MC page, or my my Adrian R. Garcia page, or they could just shoot me a DM, an inbox. Usually I'm pretty persistent. If I see an event coming up, then I'll start looking for the boss and the go-to to see who I got to contact. To try to make a sale. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I reach out to them.
Good. That's good. I mean, that young artists, entrepreneurs, anybody could take that. Like sometimes you have to take the initiative. Nobody's gonna come and tap you on the shoulder. I mean, in some cases they can and hit you up, but you gotta
be ambitious.
You gotta be ambitious, like AG the MC.
Yep.
You have to hit people up, and you gotta. It's like a job interview, like you said.
Job, yes.
You have to show and why you bring value to their show, and then perform and then do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's exactly what you do. And you're doing an amazing stuff. We're excited to see you. I know we'll cross paths at some of these events that we got coming up and you got coming up.
For sure.
We're definitely going to have you at some of our events for sure. So
yeah, for sure. Let me know.
But that's going to do it here for the Denver Foos podcast. We appreciate you for coming on, taking your time
Thank you.
and coming and everything that you do out here for these shows and making them just top notch, baby.
For sure, man. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for showing me a lot of respect and hospitality here at the shop. And I just want to tell everybody thank you for watching, all my fans, my followers. I'll be posting upcoming events. Stay tuned. If I forgot anyone, don't take no hard feelings. We're just here to represent because we're Denver Foos.
Yeah.
And we're here to show love. I wore this hat. That's why I wore this hat, because it's one of my favorite hats. I actually went viral in this hat. But that's a different,
hell yeah. No, I mean, you had the comments jumping. Shout out to Cutlass Supreme.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Mike Lucero Jr. Shout out to Daniel Montoya. Shout out to Honcho, Gio Noah. Shout out to James Toledo. Shout out to Leo Baca. You have the comments going
on here too.
Up,
we
bro.
got DJ Apache 5280.
Yes.
Let's see.
That's right. Shout out to everybody.
John Antuna, Rhea Hope. She says, much love, Adrian. I keep putting Denver on the map.
Thank you. Thank you guys for watching.
Much love.
Shout out to Score Dog. I see you. You know what I'm saying? These are people I've been promoting this in advance. So I'm glad the people tuned in. I'm glad they're able to
they're watching what you're doing. And so just keep on doing it, brother. We appreciate you. 5280 Mile High City. Thank you for coming on the Denver Foos podcast.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Much
y'all
love.
tune in tomorrow. We'll see y'all, and make sure you go follow AG the MC, baby, and hire him for your events. You already know.
Yeah.